Hi, welcome to Christie's Stampin' Spot. So this is one of the Sale-A-Bration, which is going on now until the end of February. One of the things that you can get with a $100 order is this fabulous stamp set and this gorgeous pack of paper. I just love, love, love. So the stamp set is called Berry Blessings. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love, and then the paper is just fantastic. Okay, let me grab my paper. It's over here on my cutting board. Oy. One thing with my arm in this, I'm just not as capable as I used to be. Oh no! I noticed my thing went all fuzzy, and it's because I did not plug in my, let's see one second if I can get this to plug this in right. Ooh, watch it, watch it, watch it. I have like a huge list of things. There we go. Hopefully now that'll be better. Because I forgot to plug in my hardwired internet. It went a little fuzzy right there, and that is why. And then I dropped my glasses. Oh, so hopefully. I have like a long list of things to get done, and I was struggling this afternoon to get everything right, and of course I missed the one important piece, which is plugging in my internet. my internet. So hopefully you guys, it's better for you. Okay, so we're gonna use this gorgeous pack of paper. And it has like a ton of colors in it. It's Balmy Blue, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Poppy Parade, Rich Raspberry, Shaded Spruce, and White. It's huge, huge pack. So it's called Berry Delight, full designer series paper, and that's what comes with this. So it's a pair. You get both the stamp set and this pack of paper with the $100 order when you choose it for Sale-A-Bration. That's that gorgeous. So I'm going to also make those little curvy boxes, those mini curvy boxes with this, make little strawberries. Oh, so cute. Oh my gosh. So I love this. This is the paper we're going to use today. I love these raspberries with we're going to use the rich raspberry. And then here's blueberries. It has that really pretty, it's not like gingham, but it's almost. And then these are like the little small, I don't know if you can see those little small flowers. You can punch those out with the small bloom punch, which is pretty awesome. It coordinates with that as well. And this pack of paper also coordinates, and the set coordinates with the sweet strawberry that's in the January to June mini catalog, and it has a punch. It's a punch bundle, so it's pretty awesome. But we're not gonna play with that today. I'm trying not to do with the punches. I'm having trouble with the punches, although, oh my goodness. I have those fabulous glare things on my glasses, so you have that. It is totally, it is totally, makes it smudgy. So I have to keep one of those cloths right here next to it so I can see what I'm doing. Because it just gets all fuzzy out quick. Okay, muy bien. So that's what we're going to do is use this berry blessings today. I just love, love, love. Like I said, it's the free set that you can get for celebrations. Okay, so I have already done most of the stuff because it takes me so long with my bum arm, and I go in, I think next week I'll get to see what he says and how much longer it'll take. But we're going to start with a Granny Apple Green card base, and this is one of the it's the 11 oh my gosh, it's 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And of course, like usual, I will have all of these up on my blog later. Then I took a piece of Whisper White and I ran it through with the fabulous new Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. Oh, it's so cool. And this is a part of that Fine Art Gallery suite that's in the January to June mini catalog. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, can you see that texture? So awesome. And this one it's just an eighth down from the regular card. So it's, yeah, 4 1/8. And then this should be 5 3/8. Yep, 5 3/8. Like I said, I'm really terrible at that, so I will have the stuff up later. Oh, hi, Case. How you doing? I hope things are going well where you are. Case card. So I also have a piece of Rich Raspberry, just regular cardstock, and I decided not to run it through, just so definitely between the Granny Green card base and this one, so that it has kind of It really shows off the Whisper White texture. And so this one is a layer for our DSP, and it is at 3 1/8 by 4 and is that 5/8, so just over a half inch. Yeah, 5/8. And then this is a gorgeous piece of that DSP. I just love this DSP. It's pretty on both sides. Love, love, love. But it looks so pretty on here. So it does have a direction, so you want to make sure you have it, you cut it the way you want it to go. And it's 3 1/2. It should be 3 1/2 and 4 1/2. Yeah, because this one is just 1/8 bigger. So I only wanted it to be slightly around there, so you can show off the most of this lovely, the Whisper White with that fabulous painted texture. And then this is my inside, which is always the 3 by 7/8 by 5 1/8. So set that down. Okay, so that was my cheat sheet. I was cheating. So here I have stamped a label from the Tasteful Labels. I love this set of dies. Tasteful Labels. And it is a gorgeous set of labels. So this is the one I ran through. And it gives it this really cool beveled edge. You guys can see it. And that is the label that we're going to make. We're going to stamp on to put right here. And I had the ribbon and I forgot to grab it. Let me get it from behind me. Here it is. Down. And then we're going to look at use some of this, what is this color? This Blackberry Bliss ribbon. Because I think that really like brings out that raspberry, but we'll see at the end. Depending on how much of the fun embellishments we have. It might be a little bit too much. I don't know. There's always a lot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and build my card front. So I'm going to just take some glue and put it on corners of my DSP panel. I love this DSP. It's so pretty. On the rich raspberry. And I do like the glue because it does give me a little bit of extra time to get it straight, which is nice because I always have a problem with keeping it straight. And man, my hand in this, I'm really having more of a difficulty with it than I thought that I would. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down to here. Now when you're doing your embossing folders, your 3D embossing folders, or even I guess your 2D one, it doesn't. When you're running it through, if you're you can of course use either side as your top or your bottom, depending on what look that you want. But if you want the Stampin' Up! Top, what they think is the top part, when you run your 3D embossing folder, the little Stampin' Up! Logo, that's the top. So when you run it in, you always run it in with the closed end through first, but this is the top. So on some of them it matters more than on this one, but this is for your information. There we go. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do, I think I'm just going to glue this panel down instead of putting it up on dimensionals. I love to add the extra dimension and pop up, but I'm definitely wanting to do it on this one. And so if you put too much, then it's hard for it to go into your envelope or cost more for shipping, or if you're going to mail it. So keep that in mind. It's fun to add all of the fun, the dimension. I always want to be like, ooh, let's pop everything up. But then it just won't fit in your envelope as well. And then it takes more in postage to get it. Oh, I've got glue on my fingers. Okay, so make sure I got that nice and down. Very nice. Okay, so that was pretty simple. So like I said, just ran this one, the piece of Whisper White through with the painted textures, and then just 1/8 off of my panel and just cut those. So super easy. So now let's get to the stamping. Okay, so for the stamping, this away. I'm going to use the pretty, I set this down right. I'm going to use my Wishing You the Berry Best. That's so cute. And I'm going to use the Rich Raspberry. Now this is a photopolymer set. So if you don't have like a pad down, I I would always suggest using one of our paper piercing mats. They're really awesome. This is half of one. See, I have the full one right here. Oy. Right here is the full one. And like I said, I cut it down because that gives me more room on my desk. So I'm going to go ahead. Get that nice and inked up. And I'm going to do that first, just up here at the top. Just like that. That birdie. So nice. So nice. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp the leaves. So there are a bunch of different leaves in this set, and you can do a couple of different techniques. But I'm going to use, so you could stamp it and then use your the other stamp to fill it in, which is very pretty. But I'm actually going to color with my stamping blends because I kind of want to give it this multicolor. You can do that with like your ink refills on the baby wipes. That's a kind of a cool way to add the ink that way. Or you could use watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and just use my blends. I thought I could handle with the coloring, which I love. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the raspberries. So I'm actually going to stamp just the lined images first. And then, so I'm not going to use, so I'm going to actually use this leaf and this berry and then the little stem. And I'm actually going to, for the stem, I'm trying not to do the whole stem. I'm just going to do the little top. So let's get going. So first I'm going to do my granny apple green right here. And I'm just going to stamp it, I think like 3 times on here, just so I have some greenery. It's okay that it's going to overlap because I'm going to put my, I'm going to cut out some raspberries to cover it. So you won't be able to see it. See, so it looks like it's a little bit of a mess. Now you could, if that really bothers you, you can always mask it, but I just can't do it today. I'm just gonna, because I'm gonna cover it up. So I've actually already done 2. I'll show you guys. I'll have 3 or 4 I'm gonna put on there. So I'll show you how to do it. But first I'm gonna color these. And I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna use the light, my granny apple green. And I'm going to then add a little bit of my light shaded spruce. You can see there was also, one of the other colors they used was, garden green is actually in this pack too. You can probably see a little bit of the garden green. But, so I'm just going to add the color. I just wanted it as a background, this leaf. So I'm just adding the green all the way down on all 3. And I actually have a nice, cover on here. I don't actually need to be stamping on here, but you know the blends will bleed through, so it's always good to have something to cover your surface so that you don't ink up your work surface. If you don't work with one of these, one of our grid paper or even copy paper. They don't call it copy paper anymore, isn't it? It's printer paper. Okay, so then I'm just going to layer up a little bit of the green, the top. Just going to add a little bit of this. This is the light shade of spruce, just for a little bit of variety of color. Instead of just using the dark granny apple green, I kind of wanted, because it looks like these are different shades. So, just to kind of give them a little bit more interest. And you can see I'm just kind of randomly doing it. It's not that much. And then I'm going to use my tip a little bit. Yeah. Kind of make it less of a hard line. And then I'm going to go back over it with my light granny apple green. With the brush tip. Make sure I have the right one. Yep. Okay. I have to check because some of these greens look very similar, and you don't want to start on one color and like, oh no! After you could go really hard with it and then realize you have forgotten and you've used the wrong color. So If you use too much of the wrong color, even using your lifter won't work. Or you'll have to change your palette or start again. So, cool. So because I am using the line, it isn't as watercolory as the DSP. And I thought about maybe doing like the no line color technique using the Sierra sand with it. But I think I kind of like how it shows it just a little bit. So I think I missed a little bit of green on this side. There we go. So it's not a lot of coloring, but I love coloring. Coloring is definitely my bliss, and especially you don't have to worry too much about the lines. Awesome. Okay, so that is our part right there. Let's see, what did I do with my piece of scrap white? That's not it. Here we go. Now I'm going to stamp the berries. So I have two that I've already cut out so that you guys don't have to watch me fuss cut a bunch. That pretty? Oh, let me do another one. I just think I need one more. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp it in the rich raspberry. And so I am gonna stamp it close to the edge because that is where I'm going to fussy cut it out. Super nice. And then, so I use that for the rich raspberry, and I'm gonna use the granny apple green again. And then when I'm using the granny apple green, I'm actually going to only, if you guys can see, I'm just going to kind of stamp just the top part in the ink, right? So not the stem, really just the top part. And then I'm going to set it down, just like that. You guys see? Awesome. Okay, and then we are going to color it off. Now, what I really liked is if you guys can see on these how you get that multiple color. So I've started, like I stamped it in the rich raspberry first, and then I'm going to use Highland Heather, actually. I'm going to use my Highland Heathers, the light and the dark, and then just the light rich raspberry, because the raspberry is very dark. If you really wanted it to be dark, but because these are, it's more of a watercolor, I didn't want to make it too dark. So I'm going to start with my light Highland Heather, and then I'm just going to color the bottom edge. I'm going to use the tip so I have a little bit more control. Just light that in there. Just like that on the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with my dark Highland Heather. I'm not sure, I don't know if Highland Heather is actually on the list of papers, but so these ones I'm not doing. There we go, just like that. Maybe a little bit on the bottom. You want it to be a little bit not exactly the same. So you guys see that? How it's not exactly the same. I don't know how to make it zoom. That is something I'm going to have to learn how to do, is to do the zoom so that you guys can see it. And then I'm going to go back in with the light rich raspberry and make sure there's no more white spots, and I'm just adding the color down with the tip end. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. I just love the way these colors blend together that match. You guys see that? And then I'm going to do the same thing I did with the leaves for at the top. I'm going to start with my granny apple green, the light one, and then I'm just going to lay down a little bit of my light shaded spruce. If you notice, even though it's hard for me to get these caps off with my hand, I am trying to put the caps back on, and that is because you need to make sure that you put your lids on tightly, because you don't want your markers to, because these are alcohol markers, so it'll evaporate. So you want to make sure you get these closed so that they last as long as, actually I want the tip end, as long as you can. Luckily they're not that expensive. They're only $9 for a set. of light and dark. So it's reasonable, which is nice. Okay, there we go. See how easy that is? Awesome. Okay, now I need my scissors. Okay, so when I fussy cut, and I do a lot of fussy cutting, you usually move the paper and not your hand with your scissors, right? So you're just going to move the paper around. You can also use, I do a couple different techniques. So with animals, I almost always use the light pool party and go around the edges instead of the white, because it just makes those pop. So you can also use a little bit of a white halo on these too, but I went pretty close onto our grapes. So you don't have to. I like the way, not grapes, these are raspberries. I don't know why I was thinking grapes. My raspberry. I love raspberries. So when I grew up, my dad was stationed at Nellingen in Germany in the 80s. And they have, where we were living, they had like this really high berm that was protecting where the rod and gun club, where they have their skeet shooting and their tackle, right, like that. And it was close to enough to like where we lived on the back road. Like we would always walk our dogs along that fence. We had a pair of Irish setters. But anyway, on that giant berm that they had that was protecting where they would skeet shoot from everyone else on the post, they had wild raspberries. And I remember going several times, going and picking wild raspberries. They were so yummy. I don't think we were supposed to be up there, so maybe I shouldn't have been saying that on my YouTube live. But it was, a long time ago. So I don't even think Nelligan Base is open anymore in Stuttgart. But man, those raspberries were so good. And we also had fog. We also had snow, which is awesome. But the fog was fabulous. Because I'm from here in Arizona, we rarely get fog. And if we get fog, it's gone super quick. But man, they used to have fog. It was so cool. I used to think that was even cooler than the snow. My kids are really enjoying the snow this week. My daughter especially. I think I was mentioning it yesterday during my Paper Pumpkin Live. She went out at like 8 at night and built a snowman, because usually the snow is gone by 9 or 10 a.m. Definitely before noon. There isn't any snow to make a snowman. Well, yesterday it did last. I was kind of surprised. So I didn't want a lot of white, so as you can see, I'm really going in and getting a lot of it out, but you don't really need to. There you go. Look at that. Super cute. Love, love, love. And then I did 3 so that it looks like we have 3, right? Like a bunch. Just like that. Oh! And see, and you can't even tell where it overlaps. Can you see that? You can't even tell. And then I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to put this up on 3 on the dimensionals. But I am going to pop one of these. I'll probably put the middle one up. Make sure you pick the one that you like the best of your 3 and pop that one up. And then I'm just going to use, you can glue them down. I'm just going to use glue dots. Mostly because I get glue on my fingers everywhere. And I don't need that. I got some glue already on my hands. This last set of glue dots that I got, the glue dots were on the wrong, they're on the other side of the tape. They're over here. I don't know if it's just I've been having really old ones and they're now on this side, or I think something got stuck wrong, but my way of using them is not working as well with it on that side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. So you know what? I'm going to put my middle one down first. So it's in the middle. Then I will stick my other ones. Actually, I think this one needs to be just a little bit higher. There we go. And that. Now let's put the other one on. But yeah, you see how mine are on this side? Because usually they're right here. I don't know why. It's almost like they got pressed wrong. Oops. almost ripped that right off. That, oh, I did almost rip it. Oops, wrong side. I just ripped my. Now let me put the glue dot on together. Yay! There we go. Yeah, there we go. Muy bien. You can't even tell. Isn't that awesome? And then go ahead and use your Wink of Stella because you can't do anything without Wink of Stella. And I'm going to add some pretty, just the wink on here. I'm going to need to get out a new wink, I think. This one's almost out. Now if you look, right, I'm getting a little bit of the color up. So be careful when you're doing it that you don't bleed your color too badly, unless you like that, moving that color around, because you'll pick up the color not only from, you're picking up the color not from the blends, you're picking up the color from your, where you stamped it with the rich razzleberry. That's actually where it's coming from. It's not from your blends. It's from the rich razzleberry. So just keep that in mind. Oh, but it looks so cute. Okay. And then I'm going to put this on here. So let me put some, and you can see, look, it really bleeds. The green really bled. Good. I put a lot on there. Okay, so I need a lot of dimension on these. I'll put 4. Like that. And these things get everywhere. Oh, it's so pretty. Wishing you the very best. So cute. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I also have, so I was thinking to add some of this ribbon. I'm thinking now I don't really need the ribbon. I mean, it might have been okay, but yeah, I don't think I need the ribbon. But let me see about these. Let's see. It'd be pretty to add. Let me put this on. I take a big tool and see. Because I got 2 different kinds out. I got my, oh, this is pretty. I'm going to use these. So this is like the rich razzleberry sequins, the Artisty Bloom sequins, which I love. So I'm going to use them. I have a bunch of the little ones left. I need to get another pack out. And I'm just going to add them randomly to my raspberry to give it more sparkle. Like that. Oh, that's so cool. I like that. You guys see that? How they're up? So you can put a bunch more on if you want. I think, doing things in odd numbers is good. And I think 3 is enough. That looks pretty awesome. Okay, so now let's do the inside. It's not done until we do the inside. And I moved my inside away. Please say I didn't just cut up my inside. I don't think I did. It's right here. I had that moment of, I've done that before, where I thought I had 2 different pieces of weight, one to do my fuzzy cut out of, and one to put on the inside, and then I made that. I did that. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do the berry blessings again on the inside. Let's see what. Let me look at the. That's what I plan to do. But let me see what it says here. Wishing you the very best. Oh, well, you can do happy birthday, you sweet thing, or that's so sweet of you. Hello there, just for you, thank you. You know what? I like the wishing you the very best. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. I think we like that. All right, so let's do the happy birthday. You can do that on the inside. That matches. Although this is not that set. This is the sweet strawberry. That was why I'm like, you're always having a way of making my day. Wishing you the very best. Okay, so I'm going to use the happy birthday. That's from the sweet strawberry, which is matching. It has the same kind of but I really like it. It has a very similar font, right? So you know that it'll match. If that doesn't go in here, I need a different block. There we go. Right? Awesome. Okay, and then we need my rich raspberry again. So when I was making my, cutting out my tastefully labels, label for today, I found my shark die. I didn't even realize I had lost it and it fell out. It was attached. It was right there in my space of the little tie, the little bow tie, and the little tie for the shark dies. They're so super cute. And I had used that, and I could have lost it. I know, gasp, right? I don't want that to happen. And then I think I'm going to put the happy birthday again on the back of the card too. So it says, wishing you the very best. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. So it matches on the back. And then I have, made little strips, which I love to do, of the DSP because the DSP is so gorgeous. And these are just 4 inches by the quarter, just a 1/4 inch. And I will glue those on too. I glue it on the inside of my card and on the back. And then if you're brave, you could always stamp your berry on the inside, but I'm not going to today. I feel like I've pushed myself to where I can go. So go ahead and put this down. Is that pretty? And then, of course, if you have, I've got the one that's on here that is from the, what is it? Oh my goodness, Make a Difference stamp set, and it is the copyright. So I always like to add, if I can remember, to put it on the back. Then I'm in compliance with the angel policy. If this card makes it into my stash that I use to sell at my craft fair. I have a craft fair. So it's all ready. And then just take my basic white. Some glue on there. Oh. And put that on the inside. There we go. Oh, isn't that super cute? You guys like it? I really love the little raspberries. So I added the Wink of Stella for extra sparkle, and then added these on top. I like that. So cute. And then there's the front, the inside, and then of course the strip on the back. I just love the way that brings it around. You could also use the Whisper White as well. If you did another piece of, not Whisper White, it's basic white. The basic white that's been embossed, you could always add that too instead of the DSP. But I totally love the DSP. Love, love, love this DSP. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's card. And I can't hit myself with I'm so used to having to have my hand right here. I'm sure I bumped the mic 1,000 times. Sorry about that. So I just want to let you guys know a few fun things. Again, our paper pumpkin is good until the 10th is when you have until the 10th to subscribe to our newest paper pumpkin. So the February paper pumpkin is called Bouquet of Hope, and it has uplifting messages of support your loved one through life's trying times. So we have one, you can see that pretty, thinking of you, but there's 2 other cards, and it makes 9 cards, 3 of each kind. So there's 2 other cards you can't see. So if you'd like to be surprised, you can see that. And if you're not a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you can go to my website and click the Paper Pumpkin to subscribe, or you can follow my bit.ly link and go as well. It's $22 in the United States to get the Paper Pumpkin, or you can of course buy a subscription. I think the 3-month subscription is I think it's like $60 for 3 months, and you can then use it to get a $50 item of Sale-A-Bration. Or if you have other things you want too, you can get your subscription. And if you order in my online store and get that online code, then you just go and make yourself a Paper Pumpkin account, and then you just add that number in instead of where you would put your payment information, and then you will be subscribed. You just got to make sure you get that done. You want this kit before the 10th of February. So that's super exciting. And then, of course, if you order for me this month and next month, I was my Kylie and Bruno, my demonstrator training group, where I get to we receive training with demonstrators from all over the world. It is an amazing group of demonstrators, and we have all participated in this Dandy Garden mega tutorial. So not only is my card and my tutorial in there as well, but also so it is from demonstrators from around the world. So you get to see a wide variety of kinds of cards, which makes it so much more awesome because it's not all just like my cards. I do tend to have my own style, but it's kind of cool to be a part of a group. So you can get a wide variety of kinds of cards, but it also contains the measurements and supply list, as well as the imperial and metric measurements. So it's a great thing, and it's free for me. So if you place an order in my online store, I will send that to you. It's 4-bit links in your email, which is pretty awesome. Instead of having to send it to you, it's like over 300 pages. So you don't want to download it and print it out. You want to just download it into your and keep it in your computer. Like I said, it's 4-bit links. So, and that's if you order from any order in my online store during January and February. So I hope you guys had a great day and enjoyed this, and I hope the rest of your week is going well. Let me see if I can get my thing to come back up. And of course, if you need anything, remember it's Sale-A-Bration, so with every $50 and $100 order, you can select free stuff out of the Sale-A-Bration catalog, which is so super awesome. I love everything that's in here, and it's only until February 28th. So if there's anything in there you want to make sure you get it. And I hope you guys enjoyed using the berry blessings, which I thought was so super cute. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. Happy crafting.